Thailand's capital, Bangkok, is being buffeted by the heaviest rains in more than 2 decades. Canals and rivers are overflowing, causing massive flooding and traffic chaos. The governor is advising residents to stay alert as more heavy rain is expected. He has blamed part of the flooding on new electric train tracks that have slowed drainage. The military is assisting with efforts to drain floodwaters and provide water pumps to those in Bangkok.
ก็คือข้าวของมันจะเสียผลเสียนะข้าวของถ้าเกิดน้ำมันเข้าบ้านอย่างเงี้ยเสื้อผ้าอะไรแล้วก็ต้องทิ้งนะพี่เครื่องใช้ไฟฟ้าอะไรต่างๆถ้าเกิดน้ำมันเข้ามาแล้วมันเกิดความเสียหายอันนี้แหละคือเรื่องเบื่อหน่ายทำไมถึงไม่ย้ายไปอยู่ที่อื่นคือด้วยแบบฐานะเรางี้แล้วก็เราเพราะเราอยู่ตรงนี้แล้วคือการเขาจัดสรรให้เราอยู่ตรงนี้มาตั้งแต่ไหนแต่ไรแล้วครับพี่เราก็เลยเข้าโครงการบ้านมั่นคงเขาก็เลยให้เราจัดสรรให้เราอยู่ตรงนี้ถ้าเรามีโอกาสที่ดีกว่าเราไปนะเราไปนะ
May Wong is in Bangkok. She joins us live. May describe for us the extent of the damage so far.
Well, right now I'm standing at a restaurant along the Chao Phraya River, the famous Chao Phraya River, and just look at the beautiful sight here. Such a restaurant is usually a very hot commodity, given the fact that many people would want to be here and get a spot to enjoy the view as well as dine. And I'm sure you must be extremely envious of my situation. But let me just show you this situation that I'm in right now. I'm sure at this point you're not that envious after all, given the fact that I am kind of soaked as well, because the Chao Phraya River has overflowed and now has somewhat flooded this restaurant that I'm in right now. This is, well, not that common simply because of the sudden heavy downpour and the continuous downpour that we've seen over the next couple of days. So this is just one aspect of the kind of atmosphere and also the kind of situation that Bangkokians are dealing with right now. Obviously, you can see there's still some diners that are braving the situation here and just trying to enjoy the dinner, of course. And may I ask you, do you mind sitting in the floodwaters?
No, I don't mind, because it is my new experience and it's made me wow.
Fantastic, you heard it. It's a wow experience. So there are two kinds of people here in terms of those wanting to really enjoy this kind of a mood where you don't get it too often, or those who are actually saying they're going to stay away from this area because they're not sure whether or not the water levels are going to continue to increase. This particular restaurant here at this time of the night would actually be seeing it packed. They're seeing about 100 patrons before this flooding, but now they've lost about 70% of the business, as the owner has told me. And so you can just imagine that things are probably going to exacerbate simply because more rains are expected, and also in terms of continuous rain is expected over the next few days and over the next few weeks.
Well, what you're showing us, Meg, clearly encapsulates the extent of the damage that people in Bangkok are experiencing. But as you said, the rains are forecast to continue. So what steps then does the government need to take or has taken to prevent flooding further?
Well, the Bangkok officials have said that they are trying their very best. They were expecting this, but what they were not expecting was the fact that the amount of rainfall that came down. Just give you a perspective, last year, for the whole of last year, Bangkok experienced about 1,900 milliliters of rainfall. And this year alone, and we're not even talking about the end of the year yet, we've already seen some 1,300 millimeters of rainfall. And so there's still 4 more months to go to the end of the year. So that only goes to show you the kind of levels that we're expecting. Obviously, the Bangkok officials say they're trying hard. What they're doing is, number one, they're mobilizing trucks and transportation to help people from one place to another in terms of making sure that they're not caught up in the flooding. 2, they're also trying to erect as many sandbags as possible to try and prevent the water from flowing inland. And third of all, they're also trying to pump out as much water, divert the water away from canals that are overflowing, divert them from the rivers that are overflowing so that they can spread them out to other parts of the country. But obviously, you and I know it's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of issues. And ultimately, where is the water really going to go? It's going to take some time, but the officials are really bracing themselves for it. However, earlier, I asked the Deputy Bangkok Governor whether or not people should be concerned about the emergency and the safety for their lives.
I don't want the public to be panicked. I think we can handle this situation. We don't want to excuse. You know, you have to look at the fact. You know, you have to look at the outcome. So we have to accept the criticism if the public want to. You know, I don't want to give any excuse for that. We can do better. We learn from we have a lesson learned, and then we think we can do better.
The Bangkok officials are asking everyone to keep their eyes open and also to try and stagger their visits overseas, or in terms of to stagger their travel around the city in order not to jam up the roads that are already in a very, very tough situation at this point.
May we appreciate that report. May Wong reporting from a very wet Bangkok.